Hey guys, welcome. Just gonna get the. Let me just move over here a bit. I'm gonna get too near it. Just gonna set up. You can see the sunset over there to the middle, or to the right. And now we're gonna do a launch and then see how we go. As you can see, the sun is coming down. Last night it was pretty amazing just as I left. So hopefully there's quite a few movements out on the river tonight. So what I'm going to do is just take it up to its maximum, probably around 100 meters, just short 400 foot, and just rotate around so you can see what's going on. Okay, here we go then.
The home point is takeoff.
There you go. Beautiful, looking over all the boats over the river this evening. Going to go up a bit higher, about 75 meters at the moment. So at 91 meters. Looking great out there this evening. Let's have a look around, rotate to the right, to the left. Some people are going to come and talk to me in a minute, I can see it. There you go, looking out over the river. Just beautiful this evening. I'm not going to go too far out over the water this evening. Oh, they've gone away now. I thought they were going to come and talk to me midstream. They obviously don't know I'm streaming live to YouTube. You can see there's a big orange ship going up the channel. You can see it there. Just lighten it up a little bit. There you go. And that land you can see in the far distance there is the Isle of Wight. And you've got Cowes, would be straight in line with you at the middle of the screen. And then to the right there you've got Marchwood Power Station. And what you can see on this side of the water now, down is the Warsash Maritime training bases where they train all the carnival staff and things like that. And you can see their training jetty goes out and they've got some life guys on the end there, like the NRI, other people. That's where they test them for when evacuating ships and things. So I'm just going to rotate around again to the right. Like I said, I'm not going to fly out too far over the water. You get a pretty good view of everything from here. There is going to be a time when I'm going to go out and chase one of those cruise ships that leave Southampton. Now we're looking over towards Fawley Refinery. This is where Hamble River meets the River Richard. And the cruise ships would come up from the right, which is Southampton Docks, and head out to the sea. And that's Hamble Point that you can see in the middle of the picture right now. So boat builders and everything there. And I'll rotate around a bit further. As you can see, that sun is setting beautifully over there this evening. Again, it's been a lovely day in the UK. If you live in the UK, you'll know. If you don't, and you live in America and you're watching this stream, you will undoubtedly know that it rains a lot in the UK, so it's good to have some nice warm days. But it is just beautiful. So hardly any wind. Now we're going to rotate around a bit further. There you have Warsash. My car's parked down there somewhere. And then up Hamble River. And if you kept travelling up that river, probably about another 4 or 5 miles, then you would get to where I was filming the other day. And I'll come round further to the right and try and do it nice and gently for you. And you'll get to see the whole of Warsash. I'm going to change the camera settings so it lightens it up a bit. There you go. Let me just bring that camera down again as well. It's got a lot of the sky there that we don't need at this point. There you go. I'm stood directly under the drone at the moment. And we're, so like I said, I'm at 90 meters at the moment. There we go. It's a beautiful place. Nice place to live. The houses are really expensive down here because of being right on the river. I'll just rotate it around again to that sunset. I don't want to miss that this evening. It's just going down now. And like I said last night, it was pretty impressive. Probably in the next 5 minutes or so. If I just, that's the marina there, you can see. And I'm going to just scroll back up slowly and see that sun. If we can make that make it a bit darker maybe. Obviously that sun's setting right almost over a bit further to the west. And if we come around this way, if there's any ships come out, I'll follow it round and see what happens. But at this moment in time, there isn't any ships coming out. But it is just a lovely evening to just sit there and just watch the sunset. And it's pretty impressive if you're watching this in America that you can tune into YouTube and watch a sunset in the UK, because you're probably 5 hours or so away from that yet. I can hear another hydrofoil going up the river somewhere. Go down a bit further. There you go, so right in the middle of the screen there you can see the life boat practice that they do. They actually just go straight off the end of that and straight into the water. I've seen them practicing. So maybe one day we'll come down when they're doing that and fly the drone over them. Just keeping an eye on the battery. We're down to 70% right now after about 8.5 minutes of filming. And as you can see, the tide's out. Normally you would find that would be right up to that end of that jetty there and right up to that wall. You can see the hydrofoil going out. That goes out to, it's not the hydrofoil anymore, that's the old days, that's the red jet now, going out to the Isle of Wight. I'm definitely going to get a new iPad for this because I'm using my phone, and because I'm getting so old these days, my eyes can't focus on the smaller numbers that I need to look at when I'm flying. So I need to do that. It's a bit difficult trying to film the sunset, look at the screen, put my sunglasses on, take them off, put my glasses on so I can see the screen. But we're not doing too badly, I don't think. Still at about 91 meters. And looking directly into the sun. Could do a full, let's do a full rotation, shall I? Let's just go around, do a full rotation. I'll try and keep it as gentle as possible so it's not as blurry. I'm hoping that the stream's quite clear. It looks pretty amazing on the screen, but I am looking at an iPhone 6 Plus. There you go. So now obviously starting to look inland towards Warsash, Lockheath, Parkgate, Whiteley, Fareham shortly when we come round. Still got, just says safe to fly GPS. It doesn't say how many satellites we have. And there you go, and we're complete rotation, and we're back round, looking down towards the ship that's going out and heading towards, that's the Isle of Wight, obviously, like I said, right in the far distance there. All the way round. And back to the sun as well, because it's pretty impressive when it gets a bit lower. Come round. Okay. So I can change the aperture on the camera. You can see that sun sinking now. Let's just take it up to 100 meters. No, it's not very much further, but just take it to its full effect. If you don't know, you can only shoot the drone up to 107 meters. It's about 400 feet. That is the limit that you're allowed to go, which in my opinion is high enough. I know some people on YouTube go a lot higher than that. But the sun is looking impressive now. And what I'll do is I'll edit this piece of video and be able to zoom in on that sun a bit further. It's just sinking down behind the trees. It looks pretty impressive from where I am. It's quite big, but obviously on the drone it doesn't look as impressive. But we've just been up there hovering now for nearly 12 minutes. And if you are watching, I'm sorry if you are posting comments, but when you live stream to YouTube, you cannot see the comments. So maybe tomorrow I'll do a live stream and let's do a straight stream to Facebook. And I believe that you can see the comments when you live stream to the Facebook. So we're down to about 54% battery. And for all drone owners, especially DJIs like this one, you'll know that when it gets to about 30%, it starts to make some horrible bleeping noises, and it's time to bring her home. So there's quite a bit of noise. There's a few kids around tonight playing football and stuff. There you go, just to make the presence felt. We won't worry about them. But they are very noisy. But there you go. That sun's disappearing now. I can only just about see the top of the sun over the trees at the moment, but as you know, the drone is up that far, I can actually see it all. There it is, just sat there perfectly still. So impressive. This is one of the best things I've ever bought. I like my AX3 33, my Sony AX33 with the stabilisation lens and all those things. You've heard me talk about it before, but to fly a drone, especially the DJI 4, it is just so impressive. Just taking a picture, you probably heard that. Down to 48%. And now I can hardly see the sun from where I'm stood. There's a lady looking in the bush. I think she might think it's a wasp nest or something. She's still looking. Maybe I should just point just to let her know where it is. No, we're just coming up 14.5 minutes and 46% battery. And one last little rotate round there, just so you can see the view that I see. That's looking back to Southampton. Like I said, that's where the cruise ships come up from the right hand side. In the middle of the screen there, let me just move it back a bit. There you go, in the middle, as you look in there, the jetty that goes out, that is the BP oil, crude oil jetty, or many different oils, but that's where I worked for around 10 years. and that's where the crude oil ships come on the end and they pump on. I was lucky enough to go on a few ships and go on board, and now there's probably only 6 people working on them ships when there used to be about 100. But they're all touchscreen now. The valves open by touchscreen, where they did back 6-7 years. Oh no, a bit longer than that since I left. So they've probably changed even more. But that's what that is there. So I can't see the sun anymore, and it looks like it's sinking down for you guys too. So let me just make it a bit darker to see that sun. Just, there you go. If I make that dark now, there you go. That's probably around the same sort of colour as it is here, and it sinks down and away. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to bring her in now and land her. We're at 40%. I've really enjoyed doing these live streams, and I will continue to do more. Let's hope the weather stays nice as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll leave you that view for a few more seconds before I end it. So give me the thumbs up, share it if you like, appreciate that, and you have a good evening whatever you're doing. Thanks again for watching.